welcome everyone. We are live, back in the studio. Everyone back in the studio, all together, no exceptions. Let's go down the list and see where everyone was. I was out. I was going for a walk earlier, and now I'm here, and I hurt my foot.
How'd you hurt your foot?
And I'm back. I don't know.
Is your foot okay? What kind of sock do you have on that foot?
I wish I could pull these things apart and show you the
I have my foot
anti-medical setup Rocco has back here.
I have my foot is in a cooler.
Can I take a picture of it? Do you mind, Rocco? Is that all right?
Send pictures of my feet.
It looks like somebody surgically attached a new foot to him, and he has to keep it on ice until it heals.
Now, Kevin, you can zoom up on this with the Kev Cam and see.
That's a good. I like how you work.
This
Flo.
is
we got the burgers on ice.
This
today.
is how Rocco is living his life.
Got to cool the dogs off.
Seriously, I thought this was a bit.
It's hot in San Diego.
I thought these were like props for a bit.
It's been over 100 degrees outside. It's a heat wave all across Southwest America, and this guy's figured it out. You're paying electrical bills.
Got to cool the dogs.
This he bought a cooler for $5.
$8 of ice, $1 cooler.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Go Raiders.
Now,
it says Raiders.
$9 cooling system.
If you really want to go next level, you put a couple like ZVS or something in there. Just to keep them cold.
Yeah, I should have.
I agree. You crack those open and pour them in, and then you could just drink straight from the chalice.
Well, I'm making water right now, so that'll be good to go in a few minutes.
Is that like sock tea water?
I mean, ice melts.
I did notice that the whole carpet leading in here was wet, with little drops all over. Were you spilling ice on the way in here?
That's something you did. That's not me.
You must have been walking with that thing on your foot.
I had a huge bag of ice and carried it through, so maybe a few cubes fell.
You legitimately were just walking and all of a sudden it hurt? Like you didn't step on weird?
My foot was kind of sore since I went on a trip recently. It was just like, I don't know what I did. Like I did something gnarly or twisted it or something. And then I was out yesterday. It was fine. I walked around a ton yesterday, and I think it just aggravated it or something.
Well, why are you walking so much? You doing a marathon or something?
I don't know. I'm trying to keep it going, keep active. But
damn,
that'll teach me.
Stay active.
My name's Rocco, and that showed me.
I went to the skate park recently, and I didn't fall one time, and I got home and my back hurt so bad. I was like, I didn't even fall. Like,
yeah.
How did I hurt my back?
Oh, really?
It's called getting old.
I think
in late 30s.
Yeah.
We need to make a video called "It's Called Getting Old." We hit that stinger whenever we have stories like, I was walking too much and I hurt my foot.
It's called
or my back hurts and I didn't even do anything.
Yeah.
Like it rips a guitar strum and then it,
Bam, bam, bam.
Cold getting old.
Well,
yeah,
no, that's
cool.
the South Park transition.
Oh, right. Primus did that one.
Well, the whole thing I was leading to was where were we? And we hadn't seen you last week, Derrick. And so I wanted to hear about what your experience was and where you were.
I was on a top secret mission, and I would love to tell you about it now. I hope we have 40 minutes. Me and the Aboriginal tribes of Australia. That's right, the Outback. Are you familiar with the term cow skull?
Yeah, I am now.
Recently become.
Yeah. Well, if you're not, you're going to have to show up earlier and join us in our pre-show where Cow Skull made an appearance. In fact, I still got my authentic folklore-inspired Cow Skull vest on.
Yeah.
Sadly, my mission fell on the same day as, it was on June 4th.
Oh, that's That's Mega64 Day.
Yeah, see, I didn't get that.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I thought it would be on the 64th day of... Nah, it doesn't make sense.
People in
I don't know what I was
the
thinking.
UK, people in the UK think it's April 6th because they do their shit.
Yeah, they're all fucked up. That's why we broke off.
That's what they were like. What? This isn't 64 Day, and then we would tell them like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
It gets confusing sometimes.
Of course, I could have hallucinated all this because I did test positive for COVID about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, that'll do it.
No.
That'll do it.
So you have
So my memories are a little hazy.
Yeah, that'll get you.
But I'm back now, and I'm healthy, and I'm happy to be back.
We're
and
happy to have you back.
Was it?
Yeah, right. Yeah, I don't bullshit.
Was it an okay experience? Was it like rougher than you thought, or not as bad as you thought? How was the experience for you? How did you fare?
I know that Rocco, you're doing research because at this point you're the only person here who hasn't got it, and you're like crunching the numbers. Like, okay, how bad is it?
I think I must. I have no other explanation. I've had so many close calls with it at this point. I think I must have had it and didn't
Who
realize
is the
or something.
fucker who tweeted out, no one in our crew got it, we rule, ha 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 ha.
Yeah, I'm
one
telling
guy.
you. And then we talked about, I mentioned this during the live thing, is like, I've tweeted all kinds of shit that was like the Death Note, basically.
Yeah.
Like I tweeted stuff and then it was like, then that person just disappeared.
Oh, right.
Things like
So-
that. So yeah, I'm not going to do that.
I know what you did with Seth
I would
Green's
say that I would
NFTs.
agree that you already had it, but I disagree because you test all of the time.
I honestly wonder, do you think that there might be... Well, never mind. This is stupid. I'm realizing how stupid this is while I'm
Okay.
saying. I was going to say, maybe there's a COVID out there that doesn't test positive, and you can have it and still test negative.
Sneaky COVID.
But that would just be a different illness.
Yeah, that's like a cold.
That's what I realized when I was saying it.
Bronchitis.
No, I know.
You still get sick.
I
and
know.
not have COVID.
I know someone that was like, I'm getting rocked, and they kept testing negative, and then they saw their doctor. It was like, you got a cold. No.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's probably...
I'm beginning to think Rocco has these superior genetics.
That's honestly, I
And
think
he's
what it
like,
boils down to.
yeah,
I think
you've
it's
got
just-
like a natural immunity.
Well, I
Just
went
too strong.
to-
Yeah.
I was in a really safe, clean neighborhood
yeah.
on the Las Vegas Strip.
Yeah, really, really nice.
I'm telling you.
It was
Because
so
I heard
chill.
that wrestling event had a great filtration system and everything,
Yeah.
so it doesn't really
Oh.
make sense to
Yeah,
me.
We were at the tip top.
You're checking
Yeah, we
out
haven't heard
guys,
anything.
right?
Can I discuss you all right now? So, catch you all up.
Let's talk. Yeah.
Yeah, we
I
haven't
went to
heard about it.
Vegas. Garrett was there. Johnny
Yeah.
was there. A whole group. We went out for this wrestling pay-per-view, AEW Double or Nothing. They
Double
were
or
there all
Nothing.
week doing multiple shows.
Yeah, I've heard nothing about this trip at all, so I'm
multiple-
sitting back.
Venues. I could feel the breath in the stadium, like hitting me in wafts and
Waves.
waves.
Oh, yeah.
I could smell people's like belching beer. I could see people
Oh, that's
exhaling fumes and vapors
Vape
from these
smoke.
mysterious
Yeah.
pens that they had. That thing was a breath incubator.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Did they do anything with like checking
Hell no.
vaccines,
No.
any COVID
Hell
tests, something
no.
like that?
No, it was
the
Nevada.
Fuck no.
Yep.
I'm trying to think like were we even prepared to show vaccination? I don't even think anybody even considered that.
I mean, I had mine in my pocket, but
Yeah, mine's always in my Apple Wallet. I always have it.
I just knew this is Las Vegas. T-Mobile
feel-
Arena is not asking for
when we
anything.
bought these tickets, COVID was waning, and then in the
Sure.
intervening time, this new wave came back. So no, there were no precautions, and the moment we got in there, literally a concession guy who was like 300 pounds and 6'5", he could have been a pro wrestler, screamed in our faces, "Beer!"
Oh, my God.
He whips out 2 beers. Who wants them? Oh
my God.
I was
Austin
with
over
Eric, and
here.
Eric was like, "Yeah, 2." Nobody else caught anything.
well, that's good.
Well, Joy did. You know, she was
Yeah.
there with us, my lady. And but other than that, nobody else in our group got it. And I think that's because maybe everybody already had it.
Well, that's what I was
Yeah.
going to say. I feel like everyone I know in California either has it right now or just had it. So, it's seriously across the board.
yeah.
So
Well, I'm testing negative now, so we're all
Congrats.
back.
Hell
100%.
Yeah.
You, I feel like you know when you have it.
Yeah. I mean, when I had it, I didn't feel that sick, but everyone else had tested positive, and it's like, well, I feel like a little iffy. I feel like it has to be it, and then it was.
Well, for me, the symptoms of the vaccine and the boosters and stuff were the same symptoms that I had when I had COVID. So it was like,
yeah.
oh,
I heard that a lot.
This is the same unique thing that happened to me when I got those shots in my arm. So this is what COVID feels. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is it. And then sure enough, yeah, it started testing positive. But I got like under the weather just from doing the 6 4-day stream because that tear maker thing like went on. And I started coughing, and then I woke up with a sore throat, and I was worried, so I started taking tests again. But
Did I get it?
Yeah.
I was like, "Yeah, can you get it in the same, a month
Twice in a
later?"
week.
But I was safe.
But we should bring that up, though. We did, Derrick, you weren't here. We did rank every Mega64 video.
Oh, my God.
It went about 4.5 hours.
Yeah.
But there were definitely videos missing, not only because they were too recent, because they made it, I think, within the last year.
Yeah.
So like some of the Ava videos weren't in there. A lot of the past year or two, all those videos weren't there. But people, as time goes on, keep pointing out there were a lot of missing videos along the way too. And specifically, I noticed a lot of videos from the game trailers era, like our PlayStation 4 stream video. There was when we interviewed people at GDC, me and Derrick. There was a whole bunch of game trailers era videos that were not on there. So I think between that and also Derrick wasn't here, and a lot of people were bummed. Like they wanted to know how he was going to rank them too. We start all over.
Yeah.
Like
Let's do another
I
one.
heard you gave Mitomo No a low ranking.
I did. They didn't.
I was gone for this part, and
That's one of our best videos of all time.
I was at my house.
It's a good one.
And I had the stream on when I was,
Which makes no
hang
sense.
Out. Why not?
Because you left early because you had to go home to be with your family.
Yeah, which I was with my family.
Then you're in the chat.
I was putting my girls to bed, which I told them I would do.
But you're
and
in
then
the
I put
chat.
the TV on. Yeah.
So you could chat and tuck a kid in, huh? At the same time?
I don't think you understand at all what my
Go
life
to bed.
is.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Go to bed.
Hey,
That's not what it is.
Doesn't make sense.
But I was walking through the living room like, what are you talking about? No way. And then Becca's like, you're talking to the TV? I'm like, oh yeah, I'm used to just talking to them. That I guess I feel like I can still talk to
You
them.
hear our voices.
Yeah, I don't know. It was weird.
Well,
But
we missed
did we
you.
end up putting it on a low letter? I thought
that
we,
was like a D or a C.
I thought we represented you guys. I thought.
I really like that video. I think I pushed for it to be higher.
Because Derrick, I also did represent you. There are certain ones that I loved, and then I did bring up, like Derrick always said he didn't like this one, so I bumped it down. The Madden Fumito Ueda's Madden. I love that video. You didn't like it, so I was like, hey, you know what? We'll bump it down. I feel like it was fair. I tried to remember you guys through the process.
Thank you.
So that's. But I don't know where we put the Mitomo.
I haven't seen that video in a long time. Yeah. It would have been fun to watch those. I'm sorry I missed it. Next time, everybody will be here. Now I'm immune. Now I got super immunity.
Yeah,
True.
How long does that last? Do we know?
Well,
How
I'm
long
gonna say
you're like the
forever.
coolest badass who can't get affected by this anymore?
I know people on my trip who got it back in December and they didn't get it this time, so I'm going to call it at least 6 months.
I would love that.
At least 6 months. But you know what? It was I don't regret my vacation at all. The pay-per-view was amazing.
Yes, it
I
was.
gonna ask.
Thank you. Everybody who was there, who saw it, it was awesome. The whole weekend was a dream vacation. We were hot at the tables.
Oh, that's right.
Baby,
really?
We were rolling the dice.
Pop-O-Matic craps.
Woo! Rolling 7s and 11s, breaking everybody. We were rolling the ball around the roulette table, betting it all on black like a couple of rock stars, winning money left and right.
I only went out one night with y'all, but I was impressed at the swagger Derrick has up when he walks up to the craps table.
I bought special outfits for the Vegas
Oh,
trip.
you were
I
getting
wanted to
compliments
look-
too.
I posted pictures online. I bought a fake gold chain.
Oh my God!
I didn't know.
Sean's laughing. He can't resist. Nobody can resist the gold chain.
I was like, Eric and
I like
Derrick.
how you bought a fake gold chain. Like, I'm going to impress these dealers.
I was like, this is interesting. Eric and Derrick are both wearing gold chains.
Yeah, but who's
also.
man enough to admit that theirs is fake?
That's yeah. This
that takes real confidence.
That's true. That's
That is a
true.
good point.
But I looked great. And I got loafers. I wanted to be like the
You were styling and
classic,
profiling.
hitting Vegas in style. It makes you lucky. It helps you win money.
Yeah.
It's all about
It's
that
the
energy.
vibe.
Eric, I don't want to speak for him. I wish he was here. But he showed us this horse racing game that's left over from the 70s. It's a fake
Derby.
horse race, but the one that he does is actual like mechanical horses on an old ass machine.
Yeah, I think I've seen that.
And you can only bet quarters. Yeah, it's in old Vegas. I think they only have one machine left in the whole city.
Damn. What hotel was it at? Do you remember?
The D.
the D.
Gotta give him the D,
Oh
baby.
yeah. Isn't that where Imperial Palace was? Isn't that?
I don't know.
I can't
Is it?
remember.
I don't know the history.
I
Every
stayed
hotel has
last
had a
time.
refresh because you told me, Garrett, that you guys went to the
MGM
Park.
Yeah,
and I
Eric
didn't know. I was
stayed
like,
there.
oh shit, that was the Monte Carlo. It used to be the Monte Carlo. And everything. People telling me all these new places, and it's like, oh, I find out that they're refreshed versions.
It had a nice new coat of paint on it, and
Yeah.
it was bought by MGM.
Was it nice though? There,
It was nice. Yeah, I
I haven't been there in a long time.
last time I went on a
very nice.
Vegas trip just for a trip, it was like just to play DDR up and down the strip in like 2003 or 5 or something.
Yeah.
And I stayed at the Imperial Palace, and I remember that being like, yo, this is like the cheap hotel on the strip. But this was a lot nicer and a lot
Imperial
more expensive.
Palace, that to me was like the worst of all of them.
That was always where when my friends, again in the early 2000s, whenever my friends would tell me, because I was going to Vegas all the time with, that was up until a certain point. I went with family every year and whatever. So my friends would always be like, dude, I'm going to Vegas. Tell me what to do. Da, 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 da. And they would always tell me they were staying at Imperial Palace. And I'd be like, I would really try not to stay there if you can. Well, that's again, that was the most affordable place.
It was good. It was good enough.
Have you ever been to Peggy Sue's?
Peggy Sue's.
No, I'm aware of it, but I never went.
We stopped for the first time on the way home this trip too.
I went on the way up to Peggy Sue's.
Oh, you stopped on the way up?
Hey,
Okay,
That's
I
on
saw
the
your
way there.
photos.
It's like in the middle of nowhere.
Diner on the way there.
It's in
Yeah.
the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
God, Barstow, maybe.
Addition
Yeah.
upon addition.
It's
upon
really in the
addition.
middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody driving from Los Angeles or San Diego to Vegas, you have to stop at Peggy Sue's. It is a
Okay, I'll do that next time.
classic 50s diner. I think it was built in the 50s.
Yeah.
They try to maintain the 50s aesthetic,
Oh,
which means
yeah.
shitty in the most awesome way.
Yeah.
Really?
The food is awesome because it sucks so bad.
Yeah.
There's like pictures of like Nicolas Cage on the wall. And,
Awesome.
And Elvis statues are all over the place.
Yeah.
They have like homemade dinosaur statues in the back.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
tried to make it like a roadside attraction.
With like a duck pond. It's so bad.
That's
it's
awesome.
so
And
great.
You could see like where the original diner was, and then we need more room, so there's this like addition built on, and then
It all
another
looks-
addition.
It all looks old.
it's
Yeah.
spread
Busy at all?
out.
I can't.
It was
slammed.
Slammed?
When I went,
it was healthy when we went. Like we didn't
Yeah.
have to wait, but it was like pretty rocking and rolling.
yeah, we didn't have to wait. That's the thing. It's so spread out, and there's so many different dining rooms off of this property.
I think it is like a well-known stop. It's a
Yeah.
mandatory.
definitely.
You got to check out
They
Peggy
got
Sue's.
billboards for it for like 150 miles.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah,
it-
Sean,
you
that's
can't
a
miss it.
route traveled often and people know about it.
That's
So
true.
yeah, I think those are all doing pretty good. All those stuff. I
What
mean,
you-
I think the biggest thermometer in the world, or whatever that thing is,
Yeah.
that
We
you
saw
always
that.
I've seen
see.
that
We
a
saw
million
that.
times.
You
I
can
mean,
see that from the road.
I think, yeah, but I think enough people know about that too. It's like if you're going that route, you know these stops.
I've been because we always stop at that Carl's Jr. to like use the bathroom right
yeah.
next to it. So I've been to that thermometer countless times.
So-
oh my god.
Let me tell you, traffic on the way up sucked.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
18-wheeler broke down in the middle of the highway.
Oh
Fuck
God!
yeah.
Oh God!
It
oh God.
fucking sucked.
You were dead stop for
Yeah.
hour.
Traffic on the way home was 10 times worse.
Oh no! Really?
Yo.
It was.
This is
Maybe
coming,
COVID.
coming back
It
after
was-
Memorial Day.
Yeah,
Is that
it
kind of
was
thing?
Memorial Day.
Oh,
it was that
yeah.
Monday.
Everybody heading out.
Same. I was in
Literally,
that
everybody
traffic.
heading out. So
Only one road.
only one road. You leave Vegas, you like go up into the mountains, and you turn, and you're just in the Mojave Desert. And there's like a sign that says like last Starbucks for 100 miles.
Yeah.
Last gas station too. And I
Yeah.
thought like we already hit traffic, and I thought to myself, well, fuck, let's just pull over and grab a coffee or something to drink.
Sure, yeah,
Because
yeah.
we're gonna be stuck in this for a while. So I'm stuck in traffic, and I do the baller move where I pull
Oh, you're on the shoulder?
off into the shoulder,
Oh.
and I drive because I'm going to take the next exit. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not like trying to rip everybody off.
Yeah, you're hedging your bet. You know, you're pushing it a
Yeah.
little bit.
When I
Just
got-
but you're getting
exit.
out of there.
When I got to that exit, it was like a literal nightmare,
Oh no.
like
Oh,
an
no.
actual hellscape. This is not an exaggeration to say that this was like a small town, like Radiator Springs from Cars.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Every single intersection was jam-packed with traffic.
Oh God.
The
no.
entire
Were they all trying to do the same thing?
It's
Is that what
like
it was?
it's like a
Last
four-road town. 4 roads going this way, 4 roads going this way, and the whole in the middle of nowhere, and it's just deadlocked in every direction as far as you can see.
Oh.
And I just thought, like, what? Who the fuck? Like, literally the highway exit ramp that I was on. I looked, and it just extended forward, and then turned right, and then went down a block, and then turned right again, and then looped into the Starbucks parking lot. And the traffic extended through the parking lot, across the
my
street, into the
God.
gas station, across the street, and then coming out of the gas station into every exit, into every street, back onto the on-ramp to get back onto the highway. Jam-packed traffic.
Did you honk because they were waiting for Starbucks in the street? That's your rule. Yeah.
No.
On the
no, I
freeway
didn't
waiting
honk.
for
I
the
didn't honk.
Starbucks line.
You know, it was crazy. It was like, am I dreaming this right now? Like,
Yeah.
it was like an existential crisis.
What I
What if
noticed,
you had to pee?
I was in that
What if
hell
you had to shit?
traffic, and it was like they take that 3-lane highway down to 2 lanes.
Yeah.
Twice. And every time they do that, that would be the hour of
That's where the bottleneck
the
is.
bottleneck traffic. Yeah.
Yeah,
And it
'cause
was
there's
just
no
everyone-
accident.
There was never accident. I didn't see any accidents, but it was like 7 hours to get home or something.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. About that.
I was done.
Yeah, that drive can kill you.
Yeah.
It really can. Not to talk about gas prices because we've done that.
Oh, that was the other fun
Okay.
part.
But I will bring it up for a second because I'm curious because the most expensive gas
Yeah.
I ever see is on the way to Vegas in the middle of nowhere because they know they gotcha. You have no option, and usually it's like $4. Now with gas like at home being right now currently it's about $6.59 on average, the cheapest gas you can get. What could it possibly be on this trip to Vegas? Like what was it? Was it above 7? Like did we get there?
No, it wasn't.
I paid,
it wasn't that bad.
I probably paid like what I'm paying here, like
Yeah.
six.
Oh.
Like
Okay.
$5.
$6.40.
Okay.
I actually rented a van.
Yeah.
Just for the trip, a brand new 2021.
Oh, that's cool.
Toyota 9-seater or 7-seater
Oh, wow.
with a TV in it. I was
Cool.
inspired by our tour.
Oh, wow.
Honestly, driving around the country in a Sprinter van with the television, we were pulling 14-hour road trips like it was nothing.
It was easy.
So
Yeah.
I was like, we got to get a van with a lot of space and a TV. If you have that, you could drive anywhere.
right.
Because you had 4 people you were driving up there too,
We
right?
had 5 people in
5
the car.
people.
So
Oh,
it was a
okay.
7-seater, so there's plenty of space.
Got it.
We hit that traffic. We popped on Dexter's Laboratory.
Oh, nice.
I had the Cartoon Network 2000s cartoon collection. It was like the pilot episodes of all those.
Oh, fantastic.
Like Powerpuff Girls, Johnny Bravo.
It has a
Dexter's
DVD
Lab.
player.
We got the Blu-ray player. We watched Texas Chainsaw Massacre for a little while. It wasn't bad. It was a good time.
That's cool.
We were ready for the tables, baby.
Yeah. And then you won at the table, you're saying. You won a lot of
Oh,
money.
yeah. I won, and pretty much everybody we
How'd
were
Johnny
with
do?
won.
Johnny won?
Johnny, you came out on top, didn't you?
No, I lost like $50.
Oh,
$50.
How high up were you, though?
I lost 20, then I got the 20 back, and then I spent an extra 30, and so I was down 50.
Oh, see, well, he got the 20 back.
So you lost 30 overall.
So you basically won.
I really
he
feel
lost
like if
30
you can go to
overall.
Vegas and walk away losing $30, you did okay.
yeah.
You did all right.
I put $20 into some like nickel slots, and an hour later it was gone. So it's like,
Yeah, that's good.
Played some arcade games for an
We
hour.
were gambling so long, the girls we were with literally got sick from being in the casinos.
Oh, no.
Because, it's like people
Some of them
chugging
are
cigarettes.
smoky still. Yeah.
That's still happening, huh?
Certain ones.
They're smoky as hell. And then downtown Vegas is like a walking panic attack. It was even like,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
it's even, honestly, there's so much security now
yeah.
that
Yeah.
it adds to the stress of like, maybe I don't want to be in here with 2,000 people. In addition to, I probably have COVID and this band is hitting me with 200 decibels from 5 feet
Yeah.
away.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like packs of people having to filter through like security checkpoints. And that was the level where I was like, this is turning into more trouble than it's worth.
Yeah, there was a lot of from what I understand, there's a lot of security right now because they were kind of like constantly reopening it during, 2020. They were like, we can reopen now. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
And they were, and it was kind of weird. How do I say this? It was still kind of ghost towny when they
Yeah,
opened
I
it.
was there. I guess it's last year, so I guess not 2020.
Yeah.
So go ahead. Sorry.
No, but in 2020, they kept saying,
Ghost
well, it's
town.
fine. Wear masks. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. And they had a lot of, I don't think they brought a lot of security back at that time, or maybe they were laying low because there wasn't that many people. But there were a lot of criminal incidents when they opened during that year. It was like, if you ever go look, it was like in 2020 they kept having incidents where someone there were fights, there was someone drove a car through a thing, it was kind of like I think most sane people stayed home like, it is not time to go to Vegas.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think people who were just kind of like crazy and not watching anything and not caring about anything were going and just fucking
There were a lot of,
going hog
I
wild.
think I witnessed some of this criminal element.
what did you see?
So I longed for the days of all the like guys standing on the street corners with the nudie girl cards.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Still there.
Yeah.
They were flicking them and trying to hand them. Here, you want the nudie girl?
I did have about 45 minutes of let's collect as many as we can, and then I was like, all right.
See, I
trash.
longed for that, but I didn't see much of that. This time I saw so many drug dealers. I think because like
what?
Vegas is like
I didn't see any of those.
the DJ club like nightlife thing
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
It's like
EDM really
It's-
took a big role.
yeah,
in
Vegas was about families for a while.
Yeah.
and then-
EDC was there like 2 weeks before.
Right.
Yeah.
So like every time I would come around like a corner, some dude would pop out of the shadows and be like, you know, Coke, ecstasy. You know, what do you want? We got Xanny, we got whatever. And I'm just like, no, it's fine, it's fine.
Jeez, just for you.
I got I mean, I look.
Well, I'm walking
I
around
look
with
like
my
me.
loafers and my gold chain on.
Yeah.
and nobody's offering me
Yeah,
any drugs.
they're
they're
just
not very
escorting
good.
Derrick to the
They're
high
just-
roller table.
Yeah, they're only giving me the high class escort cards.
But maybe we were around where all like the nightclubs happen at night because like so many drug dealers were popping out of every street corner.
when you say popping out, what do you mean?
Like
Out of the trash can.
there's a lot of escalators and alcoves and like kind of archways and
underneath the
stuff.
escalators?
There's
Yeah.
architecture all in the front of these nice casinos, like in front of
Yeah,
New York,
yeah,
New
yeah.
York. And a dude will just like pop out from a service door under the escalator area and be like, "Yo, Coke, smoke, dope. What do you need?" I'm
Oh my god.
just like, "It's cool. It's cool."
God, that's so cool. You're like a fucking rock star.
They
You're a rock star.
they see me and they
Congrats.
think I'm gonna.
That's so fucking cool. Nobody did that to me.
You know, and I'm offended nobody was doing that at our live shows when we did a tour last
Everybody
year.
was like,
We didn't go to Vegas.
Do you want to go see the Absinthe show?
we
It's the
didn't
best burlesque in Vegas.
Oh, they're
was
still
just
doing
trying to get
absinthe,
nudie
huh?
cards.
I haven't
Yeah.
heard about. I forgot. It's been years. I forgot about absinthe.
They're still doing
That's
it.
that alcohol, right?
And a show.
And the greatest show in Vegas, apparently.
Oh.
It's that wormwood alcohol. It's
I
trippy, dude.
Well,
remember that being a
um,
thing.
yeah.
we talked about.
It was awesome.
It was good being
Johnny
back.
lost $20, but other than that, we were all up.
I feel you, Johnny. Me and you both.
We were lounging by the pool. We were tanning. We were making friends, making memories. We went to Omega Mart, got zapped into some other dimensions.
How is
Oh,
that?
shit.
Is Omega Mart cool?
Well, yes and no.
Okay.
Like most things in this world,
And especially Vegas.
it would probably be cool if I was there by myself.
Yeah.
Oh, Johnny ruined it, huh?
No. Yeah.
No, it's like
go
the
figure.
it's like
telling
the
you how everything
Disneyland
worked.
effect, where it's
Yes.
like this is fucking cool, but the advertisement makes it seem like I have all this to myself.
Destroy yourself.
Yeah.
And I'm just like waiting in line to do everything, and people are taking photos of everything.
Well, there's a lot. I haven't been there, so I'm just going off of things I've heard. But there's a lot to discover in it, and like, oh, this is in here, and you could go in there, and it's funny once because Johnny said the same thing to me a couple days ago, and I remember someone telling me like, try to go on like a weekday or like early.
Yeah, we
like,
went on a Saturday.
Yeah, on a time where no one else is
It
there.
would've been better.
Because otherwise, you see lines. People line up at all these secret things, and so it's like, well, I
The
guess
secret's
I'll-
out.
And
I guess I'll wait in
honestly,
line.
You know, it is really cool. But I think what is so cool about it is the idea of it before you go.
Yeah.
And those first 10 minutes when you're in there, because once you wrap your brain around it, it's like, oh, okay.
Huh.
And then you start questioning, like, well, what was I expecting from Omega Mart? And
Right.
Yeah.
but it's awesome. And I especially think like if it was less crowded and if I was younger, it would have blown my mind.
Oh, okay, cool.
You know, like
Yeah.
to go there as a kid or a teenager, or even in college, I think it would be so like inspiring, like, holy shit.
Look at this art
can do this,
installation.
Yeah. But you know, I don't know. I sound like a dick now.
You've been
but
around the block.
Being our age and experiencing some of the crazy like spectacles that we've seen just doing Mega64 and stuff, it was inspiring in a different way. Just like, oh wow, it's cool that whoever's doing this is like has this space to create this stuff.
You're looking at it like, how can I do? I'm going to do this. How do I do,
Do they
this?
change
I can
it
do
up?
that.
A little bit. I was looking at it like I'm really impressed with like, that a collective of artists was able to, honestly, I was thinking, I'm amazed that some artists were able to pull enough money together
To rent the
to
space?
put this shit on. That an
Yeah,
investor would be like, I'll give you money to do crazy shit with ooze coming out of the walls. I'm
Yeah.
sure that's a good investment. Like, I'm glad that somebody was able to do so much in an artistic space. But it like has a story to it. There's like a
Okay.
backstory to Omega Mart, and some people were there like taking notes, like listening to these weird radio fucking broadcasts and like
Interesting.
And I'm like, yeah, I'm not on that level.
They go
Yeah.
back. They have an annual
Yeah,
pass.
like I could care less what the
Annual pass.
backstory of Omega Mart is. Like, what is this ooze we're putting in our Slurpee machine? You'll never guess.
I could definitely see. I haven't been there, but I could. Maybe I would be into that because that's me with fucking Galaxy's Edge at Disney. Like there are people who are just like, yeah, it was cool. I saw it, and in a couple hours I was done. And I'm like one of the people that were like, they wrote lore about this. Like, okay, yeah, do you see all those things in the wall? Like,
Yeah.
like I get fucking.
Yeah, you might like the
Like,
lore. There's a lot of lore
about it,
I
yeah,
couldn't. That's definitely where I felt like maybe I'm too old for that.
You know what though? I think you're right though. If you went to Omega Mart right when it opened on like a Wednesday, like everyone in Vegas is probably still sleeping. That's cool. I don't know. Like, but as Derek, do they change up the installations of the rooms, or is it kind of just like it is what it is?
I don't know, but I'll describe it in a way that makes it sound amazing.
Okay.
We walk in there and it's a supermarket, and it seems like a supermarket from another dimension, or a supermarket that got blasted with like a Rick and Morty machine. Everything's fucked up in some way.
oh, okay.
It starts off fucked up, or does it get fucked up as time
Well,
goes on?
it looks like a regular supermarket, but it's like everything's vaguely nostalgic, and you look and the shelves are filled with actual shit you can buy. And it's
Oh.
like cleaning materials and salt and food. But then when you take a closer look, the cleaning materials are like 404 error remover. And like
It's all off.
weird stuff like that. So then you're like, okay, all of this is for sale. That's strange. And then there's like this door. This is what I tell everybody. And it's like employees only. And Johnny's like, you think we can go through this door? It kind of looks like our set here. And he opened the door and it was like a bathroom. But like an interdimensional bathroom, like purple with crystals and like slime coming out of it. And we're like, that's interesting. And we step into it and realize it's actually a hallway, and it kind of zigzags in a Z shape. So we follow it and we come out into this massive 2 or 3 story. It's a warehouse, but it's been made up to look like a cave. But the
Whoa.
cave has like light projections all over it. And there's like a little hut over there. And there's a spiral staircase that leads up to some slides over there.
Whoa, there's slides?
There's slides, there's elevators, and that's where you
Whoa.
just kind of start exploring. And then you start working your way back and forth from this back cave that is 2 or 3 stories tall back to the front supermarket. And you realize that front supermarket has maybe 10 different special exits that you can discover.
Wow.
That'll take you into this other area.
a different area. Oh, okay.
So it kind of seems like if you go back, you can just not even experience the same thing. You could just, like it's so big.
More so,
connecting
I think
areas
if
are
you had
different.
you could experience it all if you just spent like, a couple hours there.
I see.
that cave area is kind of like the big thing at the end of all these different exits.
So it's
Or were there
it's
other big,
like
vast
the
areas?
cave area is the majority of it,
Oh, okay.
and it's almost like the supermarket is just this front facade, which is a hub for all of these weird entrances to the cave area.
But each of those entrances could be unique and different. In,
One of them is like a
one way.
tent,
oh,
and it's set up like the supermarket is selling sporting goods.
Oh,
and
there's
they
a
have like
tent?
an outdoor tent display like you would see in Big Five.
Yeah.
But if you climb into the tent, there's like a tunnel in it that takes you into the back cave area. Another one is literally
cool.
like, it's like where they sell the sodas, the refrigerators, and you could open up the refrigerator, and one of them is like this frozen tunnel that like just kind of
Oh, that's
zigzags
sick.
back.
That's like that one shitty ass shoe store I went to in Boston. That was like that.
That was
right?
a cool shoe
Yeah,
store.
Bodega.
I got a
Bodega.
dope jacket there. I don't know what was wrong
Yeah,
with you,
I got
Sean.
some awesome Nikes that were pink.
Yeah. Mhm. Anyways,
Sean was in a fountain.
Sean only got wet.
I got yelled at by the employees, and then I went into a fountain. That's
Omega
were
Mart
being
was
cool.
That's sick, though.
pretty interesting. Try to go on a weekday.
Yeah, I think I would like to check that out. When I was in Vegas last summer, and I was there for like 7 days. It was like
That
a
is
long-
too. We were
It
there
was a
for
long
3,
time.
and that was.
It just happened to work
plenty.
out where like the girls had a dance competition, and then Emma had a volleyball competition, and it was like back to back. So it just
Yeah.
happened to work out that way. But I kept meaning to go down there. That was the one spot where I'm gonna check this out. Like of all the things I've seen Vegas like 1,000. I've gone to the Strip 1,000 times, but this seems like interesting to me. Next time.
Check it out. And they have a new like art neighborhood. They called it 18B. It's 18 blocks of like clothing stores, thrift stores, restaurants.
Cool Vegas.
Yeah, like what you would want just being in any city. You
Sure,
know, just
yeah.
like
Yeah,
a
yeah.
cool place to get a cup of coffee and walk around and do a little shopping. That's not like everything is a $20 alcoholic
Touristy.
beverage.
Do you think
Yeah.
that Omega Mart is such a hit that there will be copycats throughout Vegas? Like,
Oh, there was.
Oh, there is?
Over by where I stayed, there was a art installation that was taking admission in the front, and it was like a
nice.
weird building with like doorways to other stuff.
Oh.
Do you know
It
what
was
it was
definitely
called?
being advertised as like something similar.
You know what? I don't know what that was called. Actually,
It
Do you
wasn't
remember?
like Area 51 or anything.
No,
might have-
Area 15 is where Omega Mart is.
Oh, that's actually where it is.
Yeah, it was in between like the M&M store and the Coke store. It was like over by that.
Because I actually had heard that group Meow Wolf or whatever was doing more like and that might be them too, but I could.
They have one in New Mexico, and I think they have a third one somewhere.
Yeah.
We also, I'm sorry to tell everybody about my Vegas trip,
No, go ahead.
but we went to the Pinball Museum. in
You did a
Las
lot
Vegas.
more than
Yeah,
I did
yeah.
there.
I made a spreadsheet on Google Sheets.
You were fucking
and I made a list of literally an itinerary for every
Planning.
day I was there.
Yeah, you were
I
planning
rented the
shit.
van. I was probably annoying the shit out of everybody in my group. Because I was always like,
Johnny, was he?
No, not at all. I actually had an amazing
Okay.
time.
See, he appreciates you.
I wouldn't have been
Johnny
able to
likes
do
the
any of that by
organization.
myself.
I hope so. I mean, I tried to take care of everything. I asked everybody, like, what do you want to do? And I'll make sure it happens. And
That's
some people were
cool.
like, I want to go gambling. And I was like, we're going to learn how to
It,
gamble.
it honestly sounded nice, like hearing about all the stuff you guys did. Because yeah, I went and shopped, watched wrestling, and drove home. That was like it.
Yeah. The Pinball Museum was awesome. Rocco, I thought of you. They have a machine where you can get a Pluto doll made in front of you for $4.
I was just going to say, did they have the Disneyland Mold-A-Rama machine?
They did.
Because I'd never seen an actual working Mold-A-Rama. There was one at Third Man Records in
Right.
Detroit that was broken.
Yeah.
But then when I went to Florida, Universal Orlando had restored all these old Mold-A-Ramas to make they're like old molds from the 60s of King Kong or, whatever. Here's a shark and we made it into Jaws or whatever. But then when I showed them online, people were like, hey, Disneyland had a couple of them and they're in the Vegas pinball machine or
Yeah.
museum.
There's two of them there. One of them's broken.
Oh, okay.
They have a Donald Duck one that's broken. I got a Pluto mold. I'll bring it in.
Oh,
I should
shit,
have it
that's
with me
awesome.
now.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
sweet.
It's about the size of this mug. It's about that tall. It's
Yeah.
skinnier.
Wow, that big.
Yeah, and it's awesome. So you put like $4 worth of quarters in, and then the thing like lights up, and these two metal like clamps come together.
Yeah.
The mold, and then all these tubes fill it with plastic, and then it comes open. It spits it out. It's like warm in your hands. It's
Yeah.
hollow. It says Pluto on it. And it's like straight out of the 60s, but it's
Yeah.
also was made in 2022.
That's cool.
Yeah, those machines were all like made in the 60s. I don't think they've made a new one since then, but there's like one company that knows how to maintain them and stuff like that. So there's not a ton left over. I was gonna say, I don't know how it was when you were there. They probably expected that kind of stuff there, but for some reason when I was in Florida, they kind of peppered those machines throughout. Like there was one in a gift shop, one in the theme park, one in the downtown or what do they call it, City Walk area or whatever outside. When I did I knew exactly what they were. So I'm like, shit, I want to get all these. So, I was collecting them all. I got a little Frankenstein one. I got whatever. Every time I did it, people around me looked at me like I did something wrong or something. Like no one there knew what they were. Oh. So it was like, yeah, here, put $1 in. And it started going, and people would gather around like, what is that doing? What? I was like, yeah, you put in $1, it gives you a figure. Like that's what it is. But I everywhere I went, people were like gathered around. Like, is it okay that he did that? Well, it's like, yeah, that's what they are. Maybe they didn't advertise it properly there at Universal, but I knew what it was when I walked up to it.
Does the machine look like so old? The one in Third Man Records looked old.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
it's all like hard iron.
Yeah.
So yeah, when I was a kid with only a couple quarters, I wouldn't put it in an old machine because I knew like I was gonna eat my quarter.
yeah.
Well, the Pinball Museum is all old machines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're all like my favorite game was actually a Star Trek game that it was an entirely wooden booth that I had to sit
Oh.
into. It was the most 80s shit, and it had like knobs and like the old NASA buttons that are like
Wow.
pyramids with the black like little
Yeah.
nub on top.
Yeah.
And it was like basically playing asteroids on the screen in front of me, but I'm sitting in this like old wooden booth, and it's like
Star Command. That's great. Were they on free play or are you just popping
no,
quarters?
it's quarters.
Okay.
I think it's a non-profit. But they, they're making dollars there, changing them out for quarters.
That's awesome.
It was very cool, very cool. It's right next to the Las Vegas, Welcome to Las Vegas sign on the
Okay.
road into Vegas. In case anybody's wondering where it is, go check it out. There's not a lot to do in Vegas. It's a surprisingly small town.
Yeah, off the strip.
You can drive from one side of the town to the other and see like all the cool shit, in a weekend.
Yeah, to me, like all the hotels are the same. Like once when you go to a casino, it's all the same. It doesn't matter where you are; it's the same. But yeah, stuff like that is like, or like I've heard that the neon sign museum or like graveyard.
Yeah.
I want to check
cool.
that place out. That's like the one thing I haven't done. And I also want to see the Mafia.
There's a mafia thing.
There's like a mobster museum, and the mobster experience. Because
that's where they recruit you.
The
You don't wanna go
Mafia,
there.
they founded.
They set
Vegas,
it up.
supposedly, as the story
That
goes.
Desert Rose.
Damn.
Do they still have signs of the guy holding a giant lobster everywhere? When I was a kid, specifically for like maybe over a decade,
I know what you're talking about.
They kept showing one dude, and it like oh, this place has lobster, but they would show the same photo of one dude with a lobster like that big, and he's going like,
No.
I got a big one.
No, it's like
That's
Bruno
done.
Mars is playing a show.
Yeah,
with
a lot of
another
residencies,
guy.
yeah.
Yeah, a lot
it's
of
a lot of like
residencies.
music you would fucking rather die than listen to.
What hotel do you guys like to hang out in? Because I spent most of my time in New York, New York.
That is not the best.
It just seems like it seems like a theme park in that casino, in that hotel.
We were having a great time in New York, laughing our ass off.
Yeah.
Every single
The
hotel,
arcade's
it looks
big.
like the outside on the inside.
Yeah.
I don't know what hotel started that, but they all do that now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Paris does that.
The Paris, the Venetian,
Oh, yeah.
Caesar's
Bellagio.
Palace,
Yeah.
New York,
Kinda.
New York.
Yeah.
They all, you're inside, but you feel like you're outside of some big
Excalibur
plaza
even.
with
That-
fake sky.
That
Yeah.
started with Caesars.
Caesar's Palace,
Caesars
yeah.
did that with the Forum shops
Yeah.
They
in
all do it
Vegas,
now.
and they realized that people liked being in that environment, so they did that. And
Yeah.
it's like, well, real outside is hot and
Yeah,
fucking
no one
miserable.
wants to go
so
real
let's-
outside.
Yeah. And that's
Yeah.
why I was like, it's like New York, we're just outside, but at night in New York City.
I think we found ourselves in Caesar's Palace more than anything else.
Really?
Yeah.
We
I
really
always
wanted
like
to
going
go
there.
to Circus. It was hard to get around the strip. I
Yeah.
remember maybe I was just had more energy as a kid. I remember tearing that shit up.
Yeah, there were actually like crosswalks and shit that you could go. Now everything's
Yeah.
a sky bridge and
And it's like 20 minutes to get anywhere.
Yeah.
So getting our group of 7 or whatever to one location, everybody's exhausted by the time you get there. And then, people start falling off immediately. It's too smoky in here. I'm dying. I feel sick.
seeing people walk around with open alcohol containers is always a trip. Just
Oh, yeah.
the Long Island, the yard of beer or whatever. And
Yeah.
I saw a couple like face planted, like wasted chick, like out of the fucking boom, like out
Oh,
into the
no.
sidewalk, like,
Holy
and then people
shit.
going to pick her up, and it was like, oh, it was a great time, classic.
It was
the best
awesome,
time.
Bro.
It was awesome. And after the pay-per-view, we headed over to Mandalay Bay, and who is hanging out there?
Oh yeah,
All the wrestlers.
Oh.
They're just there at the bar drinking. They're there
We found the right
gambling at the
spot.
slot machines. They're just walking around. Like, we were chilling. It was fun. It was a great time.
that morning, like I got coffee, and then I turned around, and the Butcher, some giant wrestler and former bassist of what band was he in, Johnny?
As I lay dying.
As I Lay Dying, which still blows my mind.
Eric's chatting up his
Just getting
buddy
coffee.
that he used to do a podcast with.
Oh yeah, Scorpio Sky was there.
TBS champion. They're like cheersing and stuff. And we're like, we're in the mix. It was cool.
Johnny keeps pointing out Kyle O'Reilly to me, and I'm like, that guy's wearing like farmer clothes. What are you talking about?
We had a great time.
It was a
Vegas.
lot of fun.
Woo. Anyways, we're back.
Is that the
now.
wrestler's name? Kyle O'Reilly?
Yeah,
Kyle
Like the okay.
O'Reilly.
Like Rilo.
That's what I thought. I was like, did the name get mangled maybe? Or
no,
but
he's
that's his name?
Canadian. He's awesome.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Johnny,
go
let's
ahead,
hear it.
Johnny.
We've talked enough about it. Go ahead, Johnny.
Please,
Oh, wow.
please.
Oh, it's-
Hey, I always
rare.
say do it, Johnny. So
This must be a good story. Johnny's kind. Oh my god.
Oh my
Okay,
God!
what
You
the
weren't clearly
fuck?
weren't ready
What
for
a
that.
good shot going on right. Oh, there we go. When we were at Fremont Street, there was a. Sorry, I have to get close to this mic. There was a guy with a big sign that was like for Jesus, and there was this
Right.
old guy with a mustache, and he rolls up and he goes into this guy's face, and after a minute. There's like a woman and a really militant bro looking guy like taking the flipping off guy like, you do not do that. You do not do that in the name of Jesus. And the guy's like, hey man, I'm sorry, I'll leave. And after like a couple of minutes of this fight, the woman and the guy leave, and then the old guy's like, haha, goes immediately back to flipping that guy off.
Oh
He's
my
like,
God.
Unmoving.
Wow.
Anyway.
What?
Yeah, there were a lot of clashing of cultures on the
People are mad.
on the Las Vegas Strip.
But you know what? It's bold to go to Vegas and be like, Jesus rules. Like, this is not the place. Go to the Vatican and say that.
But you know,
We
You
go
know?
to Comic Con. It's the same people who are outside Comic Con.
Yeah,
Sure.
doing
yeah.
the same shit.
They think that
repent,
Sodom and
sir.
Gomorrah.
It's not too late to repent. Jesus loves you, sir.
Yeah.
You
Right.
know. But I did think, hey, this is Vegas. If you're gonna get anybody sinning, this is the place.
I mean,
Yeah.
literally, it's called Sin City.
You're literally like stopping people from
Yeah.
going in, gambling, and buying prostitutes.
Yeah, why are they going to Comic-Con every year? Stay
Yeah.
around Vegas.
Fuck
Like,
Comic-Con.
Yeah, I'll go to Vegas.
Vegas
You're
is
right.
the
okay, I
place.
take it back. You're all right.
Definitely.
not as many sinners at Comic-Con. Maybe
Garrett-
some people swapped a badge. but
Garrett's
that's
having
it.
drug dealers pop out of
Yeah.
it. He's trying to get to an arcade to play DDR. They're giving him.
they're climbing down the
ketamine
walls.
bars.
Exactly.
There was also this guy that kept listing all the things you can't do in hell, and that was cracking me up. He's like, you can't sit on a couch in hell.
What?
You can't eat a hot dog in hell.
What?
You can't-
Yeah, I'm sure you can.
I could eat it. I would smuggle one in.
A
I bet you
glizzy?
can.
They got glizzies in hell.
You know,
Dude,
oh, go
It's
ahead.
phallic. You know they
I
got
had like 5 people use the term glizzy around me in the last 2 weeks, and I did not know what that was.
I don't know what it is. just
I didn't
ignore
know,
them.
and I had like 7 different people go like, "Yeah, man, you got hit with on the street with the best glizzy in town." I don't know.
What
you
is
guys,
busy?
What are you
guys
telling
are
me?
so 2020. This is
No,
like
I'm told every day how.
if
I
I'm
don't
making
know what's
fun of it
going on,
now,
but can you
it's
just tell me?
dated.
Okay, forget.
You know,
it.
we refer to them as hot burgers. Some refer to
Yeah.
them as glizzies.
Why?
probably in a
I'll
rap
tell you
song.
why, Sean. Because they slap.
Okay.
No cap.
Okay, that I know. That I can ship, but I don't know what the fuck. Why glizzy? Why glizzy?
No cap. I don't know,
Okay.
dude. Just suck them
Anyway,
down.
you were going to say something.
Well, I was gonna say it's interesting, and I'm not complaining, believe me, but we're 47 minutes into the podcast, and we haven't talked about like what E3 is because it sucked so hard. Like Derrick's trip to Vegas was so much cooler, I think,
Well, yeah.
than any of the announcements that I thought we'd be talking about.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
You
I
played
thought
pinball
I
games.
thought I'd be falling asleep during this podcast like I was during the E3 keynotes. But
Yeah.
instead I was riveted by Derrick's story. And also we didn't see a theme song.
Welcome to the
Welcome.
Mega64 podcast.
Hey,
That was the
Intro.
cold open.
yeah.
Yeah, kicking things off the right way with a funny story. Now we can let the podcast
We
begin.
were trying out our Vegas material. What do you think?
Hey, before we kick things off for the first time here, I want to give a little plug. Shop.mega64.com has all the best stuff, all the best merch. We talked about we did 64 Day last week. Thanks to everyone who ordered our merch drop during that.
thank you.
We had a secret little special 64-hour special that went up during that time. That was actually a Derrick-led project, a Derrick-initiated project. He didn't really get to, he wasn't here to kind of enjoy the success. We're bringing it back one more time this week. And maybe you want to show do we have a little...
I would
we
love
can
to
show
see
for
it.
that?
And now a word from our sponsors. And I wanted to take a reading from the Bean Diary.
Yeah.
Mr. Bean is a psychopath. Mr. Bean did kill somebody, and I'm pretty sure he wrote about it in his diary.
What the
Every
fuck?
5 minutes, bro.
Oh my god.
Sniper rifle, rope, sheath knife, strychnine. What? Mousetrap? Question mark.
What the fuck? This is Bean? This is Mr. fucking Bean? Wow.
That's right. Our
Scary
sponsor this
stuff.
week is us.
Yeah.
Go over to shop.mega64.com and pick yourself up the Diary of a Madman shirts. And thank you, Mr. Bean, for
Being so
giving
fucking
us
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
giving us this diary. This is months worth of content for
Yeah,
us.
seriously, that
Never
diary is
ends.
really unbelievable.
Who gave us that? That was in the PO box. I
Who's their
think.
publisher?
Someone shipped it to us. Someone knew how dark it got.
R. Atkinson, whoever that is, sent that over.
That was the
Crazy.
return.
And we're only 6 months into the book, so we got half a year left.
Oh my
I
God.
dare not think what comes next.
So yeah, you have 64 hours to pick that up. Comes down Wednesday night. And pick up, there's other stuff still up there as well at shop.mega64.com, so check it out. And patreon.com/mega64. We always have exclusive stuff on there too. And there's a bunch this week. We had Sean, while Derrick was gone, Sean and I did a bonus movie club in his stead where we watched Bad Grandpa.
No.
What?
Jackass presents
Oh, sorry.
Bad Grandpa, because you look Bad Grandpa, you won't find this fucking movie for some reason.
Sorry. You find a lot of bad
You gotta go to
grandpas.
the J's to find this Bad Grandpa. Batshit crazy. Sorry, Rob.
So
Jeez.
yeah, that's up there. There's other stuff from the vault. You know, we should talk about in a minute our limited run presentation.
Oh,
We
that
haven't-
was the one
we haven't-
good E3 presentation.
Yeah, we haven't talked about that at all. But what's going up on the Patreon is like we did like this Sega CD game, kind of fake FMV game.
Yeah.
Was the premise of it. The like clean 4K version will be up on the Patreon, so you could kind of like see both versions. Like, okay, before it was ran through that filter, what did it look like?
Before
and
it made it
stuff
look
like that.
shitty.
You know,
What it
things
looked
like that.
That's
So
cool.
things like that are going up, and all kinds of other stuff to come. So yeah, join our Patreon. But yeah, let's talk about that. This was everyone was calling it sort of E3 week. But what's funny is it's going to continue because I'm hearing rumors Nintendo might have a thing this week.
Oh, really? That's
So-
what I was waiting for.
So 2 weeks of sort of E3 stuff. I would say it started, I believe it was Monday, with that banging limited run games presentation
It was banging.
because they asked the right people to make it, aka us. And it was all downhill from there.
Yeah. Hard to live up to legendary. I'll say it.
To his credit, Jeff Keighley always does a great job, works
Jeff
hard
Keighley.
to put a great presentation together.
Yeah, great guy.
And it broke my heart. Derrick, you weren't here for this, but the final like debut that he had in his presentation leaked before the show. I felt very bad. I felt very bad for
Yeah,
him.
there one more thing.
Yeah.
People already knew.
Social media had it.
There one more thing ended up being the that thing.
Well, let's talk about our
Yeah.
thing.
Yes. should.
Hope everybody out there saw it.
Yeah.
This kind of started when we went out to the debut, I guess the grand opening of the limited run games store in North Carolina a few weeks ago. Mm-hmm. We got to meet everybody there. Did we already talk about how the guys in limited run are huge Mega64 fans?
we did.
You
bring
mentioned
that
that.
up.
I mean, they're fans of us. It was a little awkward, a little like,
Yeah.
guys,
Sign this.
guys,
Sign
give
that.
me my room a little bit.
Oh, whatever.
Peace and love, peace and love.
What?
More like it was us in their office and me just going through all the Phantasy Star Online stuff they had in like by their desk. I was like, what?
It was actually awesome.
What's that?
To meet everybody over there, and the owners are like the same age as us, and we bonded over like
cool.
emo music and
yeah.
Sum 41.
Yeah, we really
and
did.
Blink 182 and anime and video games. We had a lot in common. It was great to hang out.
Yeah.
Instant friends. Love
Yes.
those guys.
They're great
and
guys.
we were there, and they're like, "You guys want some video games?" And yeah, we already said they gave us a shit ton of cool stuff. One of them was this FMV game that was like Texas Ground Zero.
Yeah.
Which is about like aliens steal a nuke and take it to Texas, and you're an agent who has to like stop the world from blowing up. So it was kind of just, I don't know, synchronicity that they needed somebody to do this limited run presentation. They asked us to do it. Rocco assisted with their presentation last year. So they came back to Mega64, and having just played that game, it was like, wow, well, they kind of traffic in these FMVs. Anyways, these look like this would be really easy and fun to create. We only have 2 weeks to put this project together.
Yeah, we were kind of under the gun. It was kind of things hadn't quite aligned yet.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of things, even to the last minute, they weren't sure. Like, can we announce this? Can we announce?
They told us we had
that?
2 weeks. It ultimately took 3 weeks, but that's still an incredible turnaround.
Yeah, the
Incredibly fast
the
turnaround.
speed at this production was
Yeah, it's funny.
up there.
We had the idea for like the bed trap that we would make, and we kind of just like, okay, we should make that in here. We kind of figured it out, and then within like, I don't know, 3 hours, Garrett and I were like, almost done with it. Like
We were
worked
practicing, yeah.
so fucking fast on building that entire room set. Like, it was awesome.
Yeah, it was if you do a real FMV, the shit probably has to make sense and match up. But we felt like, well, we'll just film this and that and random stuff. And wherever we go, we'll find more trailers and just go to a bunch of trailers. You know,
Right.
if people see 5 trailers for video games they're excited for or interested in, they're probably not going to remember what's going on in our story.
Yeah.
And our story loosely linked up enough.
Yeah.
But I was really impressed. Yeah, like you guys had 4 days to put that set together.
Yeah.
And you built an entire interior of a bedroom with a doggy door, trapdoor wall, and a catapulting bed.
Yeah. That was like
it was incredible.
Well, thank you. I was more like, how are we going to do this? Let's just start putting walls up and then I'll cut a hole here. Oh, Sean, like it was very much like, let's make this up as we go along.
Yeah,
We definitely
I think
did.
you deserve so much credit, more than you're ever going to get in your lifetime.
Yeah.
Because
Well, thank you.
nobody is going to appreciate the fact that you built a catapulting bed trapdoor wall in like 72 hours.
And it didn't kill Sean.
And I didn't die.
And nobody knew, like, where'd you get that room from? It's like we fucking built it from the
Yeah.
ground up.
Yeah, it was right there.
I say we, but it was you two. It was awesome. Yeah, it was 5 feet to the left of where I'm sitting right now.
Yeah, it didn't interrupt
There are
any
so
of
many
our-
times that Garrett and I are working, and I think I've worked with Garrett enough to know when, well, I haven't quite yet, when to shut the fuck up. But there are times I'm like, what if we do? He goes, wait. Okay, no, I got it. It's like, oh, okay. He just had to do some calculations in his head real quick, and then I was distracted. Okay, we're good. And then we move from there.
It's like
do
an
think-
abacus up here.
I do think though it speaks to there's things that everyone's got their strengths and weaknesses. There's things that over the years we've learned to do and I think we're pretty good at, and other stuff that's like, man, we still haven't nailed this or that. I hope to, but whatever. But I will say one thing that we have that we're lucky in this regard is that we have experience over a long period of time. So something like that, it's like, can you make a room where a bed goes through, flips up? We've just been doing this so long, we automatically know.
Yeah.
Like Garrett went into autopilot on that. Like, I already know like where to put. Yeah, the walls. This is how we'll do it. And da 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 da.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's something you can't just like watch a video and It's like we've done it so long that it's like
And
I know how to
just
do it. Yep.
again, to let people know how fast we were moving with this project,
Yeah.
we had you building the wall and building that room before we even had it approved by Limited Run.
Right,
Games.
right.
And it was
Yeah.
like, we have this. They basically said, do whatever you want, which meant we didn't have to try hard. But we thought, everybody on the internet is going to look to us doing this and they're going to be impressed if we do try hard. And they're
Yeah,
gonna,
people are going to see this. Like a lot of people.
and Mega64, we're fucking internet legends. We have a reputation to uphold. We got to be funny.
Yeah. Well, I think
We
we're
gotta
in the
be
right
A
game.
game.
They really,
too.
I think they were like, we realize this is like last minute and this is a big ask. So yeah, whatever you can give us, we trust you guys. We trust you.
Yeah.
And I hope our goal was like, we wanted them to be like blown away by how good this is. Like they're not going to believe we were able to pull us off so
I think we
quickly.
over-delivered in a good way.
Yeah.
But it was like, we're going to do this FMB thing. They're going to approve it. Start building the room.
Yeah.
To approve it, they need to see a script. So you're building the room while I'm typing up the
Yeah.
script, and Rocco's like texting them like, how many trailers do you need to go in? 30? Okay. 35? All right. And
Yeah.
he's coming over to me like, they just added 5 more trailers. And I'm like, all right, we're going to need another scene. So aliens show up.
Yeah.
And then you guys are building this. We're filming it. We actually have like the costumes here because we have an extensive costume closet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thankfully, so that was kind of ready to go.
We have a whole archive, and actually, there's
the
something.
alien head was ready to go.
There. I want to talk more at a later date. There's something we're putting out later where I want to talk more about how like our archive of costumes has really come in clutch a couple times
Oh,
now.
yeah.
But yeah, we were like, okay, yeah, someone goes flying through a thing. What should it be? A vampire? And then it's like, oh, mummy. We literally have, so little Easter egg for people who saw it, that mummy was from the Aquabats Super Show.
Yeah.
Because they, at one point, gave us an army of mummies.
We still have the costumes.
Yeah. For our Mummy Spray commercial we made.
Yeah. And I think that's been in other episodes of their show,
Yeah.
too. But
It has,
we
yeah.
we own them now.
That was directly lifted from Night Trap.
Yeah,
And in
yeah.
Night
Trap,
Trap,
yeah.
they're weird, like trash bag wearing vampires. So
Yeah.
it was like, well, do we have a Universal Studios style monster? We have a mummy.
Yeah. got
So
the
we
mummy.
threw the mummy, and then so we filmed that, all the interior stuff here. We filmed that days before, and then we're coming down to the wire.
Yeah, I was gonna say really quick though. We filmed the mummy bed trap scene the same day we filmed the mad scientist scene, and I just didn't take the black makeup that Garrett had for the mummy, like around my eyes and my mouth.
Yeah.
the
It
mad
looks so
scientist.
good.
It just looks so fucked up and weird. I'm like, well, let's just have the mad scientist be fucked up and weird, even though that was not intended for that.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
just a mummy like half an hour earlier, but now I'm this guy.
That was
Yeah.
great.
So it's like the day before we need to leave for Las Vegas, and this video needs to be turned in before half of us return from Las Vegas.
Right.
So it's really coming down to the wire. Why not rent a mansion and get a fucking Halo style warthog
Yeah.
and go run around, and then rent a fucking Silence of the
Jeep.
Lambs
Yeah.
van to go with it?
Yep.
We really piled on so much, but we wanted it to be good.
Yeah.
So we shot all that exterior stuff with like the arrival of the agent and loading him into the car and
Yeah.
debriefing him and driving him up to the compound and shooting the terrorists outside the van. All the exterior stuff we had one day to film.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got that location, which was funny because we rented this location and it's a mansion and we were in communication with the owner and we told them like, we're going to be filming outside. All we're filming is outside your house, just the front of your house. Okay, cool. You're not coming in? Oh, that's going to make it easy.
Yeah, just exteriors, right? Just
Oh,
exteriors. Yeah.
you don't need
awesome,
to use the bedrooms.
awesome.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, we show up. There is a construction crew building a wall in front of their house.
4 pallets of bricks.
Half of that property we couldn't show.
And
So
all
we got
dug
there and
up.
it's like all
And
construction.
the owner was
Yeah.
like, fellas, glad you're here. So whatever you want to do. And I'm like,
Your whole front yard is fucking dug up.
we specifically communicated we're filming in front of your house. What are these guys doing here?
Yeah, we kept saying
So-
exteriors. So
It was thinking on the fly.
Yeah.
Adapting. You have to be adaptable when you're a filmmaker. But we were, and we made it happen.
Oh, yeah.
It turned out being not a big issue. It was kind of just funny to laugh about. Like, you're filming here.
Yeah.
Why are they here? But
no, it was weird.
we worked around it. And I actually had a lot of fun
Yeah.
while we were there. And people want the FMV now.
That's what I keep seeing.
People want it.
I have
So it
been-
must have turned out good.
I've gotten so many messages since Monday that were like, I thought the reveal at the end was going to be this was a game. Or
That would have been so sick because you're like, hey, one take home for your kids, and it was for our game.
yeah.
blew
But it
a
had to be
trailer.
Doom Eternal. No, but ever since
On
then, people who
Switch.
don't even know Mega64 are like, hey, I watched that. I liked the way you did that presentation. Can I play that? I was like, oh no.
Well, if anybody knows how to make an FMV game, it's probably somebody in between Mega64 and Limited Run. Somebody should be able to figure it out. So
Something to think about.
Yeah, hint,
who
hint.
knows?
I was just gonna say it's always fun working with Limited Run because like we were saying, they're like-minded guys, and they kept telling me they were like, okay, yeah, we want to get the announcements right because we got something big under wraps here, and so it's like, okay, what is it like? What? And they're like, yeah, I think we can tell you guys about it. You've signed all the forms, okay, yeah, and they're like, you're the Pizza Hut personal pan pizza. You're gonna be able to get one.
Excuse me?
Like, yeah, and they're like, yeah, Ninja Turtles game. Yeah, there's gonna be a coupon. Yeah. Like that was like they were all like, we have been working on Pizza Hut for so many years to get this to happen. Like it was just like they were so in on pizza.
We had to
Free
have
coupon, dude.
a conference call
Yeah.
with the guys that run Limited Run and their coordinator who was managing the Pizza Hut account and had
Yeah.
negotiated. And they were like, so we want to have Pizza Hut in the video. If we send you pizzas, can you put them in the video? Yeah. They're like, so how many pizzas should we, like 2? And it was like, can we get 10?
Yeah.
They're like, really?
We need a lot
10?
of takes.
And I was like, yeah. This is how it works on movies. You got to do multiple takes. All right. Hey, Limited Run, I hope you're not watching right now. We used one pizza in one take, and then pizza day at the studio.
Yep.
It was literally like, hey, everybody, I got you a free pizza here. Free pizza for you. You know, the pizza tastes so much better when it's free.
That's right.
From our corporate sponsor.
We were like Pizza Hut Oprah. It was like, everyone look under their seats.
And it's personal. My slice didn't like touch Sean's or anything. It's like all for me.
And they had to find like a special Pizza Hut location because not all of them can do that.
No.
I think they had to get like the Pizza Hut from Target or something.
I think it was a cafeteria of an elementary school.
Yeah,
that
it tasted good because it was
stepped up.
free, but
Yeah.
otherwise, I don't know. But it was delicious.
No, it was like Fernando was here and he did the flips for Derrick in that scene.
Yeah.
And which I was surprised how many people reached out and were like, I just thought Derrick did that. No, it was that
what?
was pretty seamless.
I got a
could.
story about that too. Fernando, he's a professional.
Yeah.
He does the stunt shows at Universal Studios. He works with Liam Neeson's personal stunt double. He has stunt choreography on Jordan Peele's Us.
Yeah.
And so much mocap work for Sony Studios.
He's
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
industry.
Yeah.
And there was this little moment that happened where I learned something. Because we were describing what we want to do, over describing it because he's a professional. I was like, I'm going to move off camera. And when I'm hidden, you're going to come back. And he just went, okay, you want to do a Texas switch? All right. And I have since heard
The Texas Switch.
people use that term
Wow.
when one person goes out of sight and another person, a lookalike, comes out to replace
yeah,
them.
Yeah.
That's what it's called.
It's a stunt term.
You know where I had heard that
It's an industry term, and he just casually used that. And I was like, yeah, we're going to do the old Texas switch, baby.
Where I had heard that the first time was there's a, I think it was in Jackass 2.5 or 3.5. One of the it wasn't in theaters, but they went to Europe and they had a thing where they had a sexy woman outside advertising like a prostate check or something. Like she would put her fingers up
nice.
your ass or something.
I know.
And they were
I'm
like,
pretty sure that's what a prostate check
and
is.
they were out filming. So it was like, hey, you want to get more footage? All right, this is called the prostate check. And they went, and then that woman came in the room and they tied Johnny Knoxville down. And then she was like, good, there you are. And then she walked out and this burly German dude came in with the fingers, and then like she was just to put him there, and that guy was gonna do it, and then Johnny Knoxville's going, whoa, no, you just did a Texas switch, you did a Texas switch. He just kept yelling, you
he
did a
knows.
Texas switch, and I was like,
Knoxville
oh, okay, I'd never heard that before.
See, I would have gone
Not
with
quite
the old
the same.
switcheroo.
Yeah.
What?
I would have gone with the old switcheroo.
That's what they
That's
did
what
to
we
Johnny
used to
Knoxville.
say. Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, so that the Pizza Hut thing was cracking me up. But yeah, anyway, it was a lot of fun. And we
Super fun to film that.
Yeah, I in editing just tried to get like every little nuance that the old games have, where it like cuts to something, kind of pauses for a second.
I love that.
And,
Yeah.
and we went in. My favorite part, and I don't know why it was cracking me up so bad, was that we knew going in. Again, we watched some other FMB games. We saw a lot of random ones that they would use stock footage liberally. So it's like, oh, I'm going to go walk through this minefield. And then you would just see like footage of a dude exploding or, whatever. It was like, we got to have a great stock footage moment. And then Sean found that great footage of a man being mauled by a tiger. And then within a minute, like ran away to a store and came back. I got the red clothes. I got everything. Derrick's going to look just like this guy getting eaten by a tiger.
Do you think that guy died, Sean?
No.
No.
Because I know you have a problem watching that kind of thing on.
I think that was so funny. Wait, there's another Texas switch.
No way.
That was a
tiger guy.
That was
So
my
I'm
favorite.
curious
Two of 'em.
out there, you were fooled by the doing flips. Were you fooled? Did you think Derrick really got bit by a tiger? I
Yeah.
bet you did. I bet you didn't even
That
know.
was a hilarious gag, and
that
I didn't come up with that one. That was one of you guys came up with that. That was very funny.
Well,
Sean,
we knew-
John, maybe you
I
came
think,
up
I
with
think,
good bit.
yeah,
That was me.
Sean kind of materialized all that. But
Yeah,
it's a good bit.
for some reason though, I don't know why. There are little things that aren't really that funny that will just make me die laughing forever. And it was the fact that Derrick was changing into that all red costume. I'm disguised as a zookeeper. That was fucking cracking me up. He's getting into red pajamas. That's
funny.
I'm disguised as a zookeeper. The combination of doing that and then going watch and learn, or you might just learn
I think
something.
I improvised that all on the spot because it
Yeah.
was just like the bit was written there,
Yeah.
And I was like, well, why am I putting? Why would I logically put these pajamas on?
Yeah.
This is the uniform.
You're wearing
these guys are
camo
forced
to go
wear.
see an animal. You're gonna put on red.
That kind of gag, that kind of gag where it's it is my favorite kind of gag where it's the most forced thing ever. Like that's not why you're putting on a fucking red pajama suit, buddy. Like you got to match the footage. But it was cracking
what we're
me up.
doing.
That was
So.
good.
Good video. Check it out. We had fun making it.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of fun. I loved doing the whole agents bit.
Yeah.
Turned out great.
You can watch the whole presentation is on Limited Run's channel. We uploaded all of our segments of the whole presentation. Just our parts were uploaded to our main channel, as well as yesterday, the day before, I put up a behind the scenes video where you could see us working on it, and that was fun too.
Yeah,
so
it's always fun.
Cool.
we got lots of material for you to check out,
Hey.
and stuff coming to Patreon too. So
I think we have some goodies here.
What?
Oh, is it time for after show goodies, Sean?
I'm just saying.
I didn't know there's.
I was just saying. I'm looking over my shoulder and I think I see some goodies.
Is there goodies that we can have? Do we want to end the main podcast show here? Or do we open the goodies on the main show? I don't know what to do with the goodies.
Let's save them for the after show.
Okay, that seems right.
Let
Reasonable.
everybody at home
Seems right.
know we got something good planned.
Stick
for-
around.
for the next episode.
Okay, God, I hope I get something.
stick around. I did want to say a couple more things about fake E3 though.
Oh yeah,
Just real
go
quick.
ahead.
Yeah,
Sure.
go ahead.
Our presentation was the best, so that's up front. There you go. Got that squared away. And then what did we see? Okay, so I'm just real quick recap. Sony, on other than our own, ended up being probably the best one because
I agree.
that thing was a bunch of.
It was short though.
It was but something that the others have all lacked.
Well, there you go.
Brevity.
Yeah.
They had 30 minutes, and I think I'm checking out all those things. Even if I had mixed opinions, I sit in a weird spot with Resident Evil 4 remake. I don't think that needs a remake. They're giving it the big budget splendor that they did for 2 and 3.
Yeah.
But
They're leaving Code
Let's
Veronica.
let's talk about this.
yeah.
So Resident Evil 4 came out on GameCube. Great.
Sure.
Didn't they already remake this game?
No,
No.
they've remastered it. You know, like where they put it in HD. They
just
do all.
up-resed.
This is a straight remake. They're making a new game, but it's that game.
But the
Do you
game
know what I
already
mean?
exists.
Yeah,
This is
do you
like
know what I
what
mean?
they did with
Yeah, no,
2
I
and
get it.
3.
Like with 2 and 3, they're remaking it from the ground up.
Yeah.
Am I the only one who doesn't need this?
No, I don't
No,
need it
you're
either.
definitely not the only one talking
I
about
just
this
feel
right
like
now.
you made this game and then you re-released it and now you're remaking it. What next? A re-release of the remake?
Well, I'm the one person.
That's what Last of Us is gonna do.
I'm here for it. That's great.
Yeah.
so down.
I'm excited. I
Oh,
honestly
They
am
were
really
gonna
excited.
Release the original GameCube one on the PS5 if they didn't make this. So
I tried
I'm down
playing
for a new
Resident
fresh
Evil
thing.
4 with Becca recently, and like the graphics suck so hard. I'm like,
What? You're
yeah, I
setting
wasn't
a
into it.
dangerous precedent. What next? Super Mario Brothers 1985 fucking remake?
Yeah.
Like
They did do that.
New Super Mario Bros.
Shut up!
They did
No! See?
I
Nobody's
don't-
even taking them to task for this bullshit. Make a new game.
I don't need this Resident Evil 4 thing, but where do I pre-order the deluxe edition? That's just the type of Resident Evil fan I am. Like, I'm going to get it, but I don't think that
But I'm not going to enjoy it.
this is not necessary.
I don't need this.
But,
Where do
you
I
know-
get
And
it?
why did they skip Code Veronica? If you're going to keep remaking mainline story games, Code Veronica was next.
I can tell you why.
I know why.
But then,
I don't know why. Somebody tell me.
Oh, because Resident Evil 4 is going to make him a shitload of money,
Yeah.
and no one gives a fuck about Code Veronica.
Here's the thing.
One guy cares about
Here's
Code
the thing.
Veronica.
Yeah. Let's think of, and it sucks, but let's imagine the news. Yo, everyone, they're remaking Resident Evil Code Veronica. I know about 1,000 people that would be like, yeah, so what was that? Resident Evil 4, it's clear immediately like, oh shit, they're making
and
that.
it would reveal how stupid this whole remaking old games idea is.
Well,
True that.
so Derrick, that happened, and then the last reveal of Jeff Keighley's presentation was they're also doing that for The Last of Us.
Yeah.
And I think that is even more like
That, to me, is
why?
way crazier.
The
still a new
gameplay,
game.
It is
the
way
gameplay on that. Now I know it's a PS3 game,
Okay.
but I'm going to say PS3 on. I think we solved gameplay. Like there, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I could see PS1 and 2 maybe like, ooh, some gameplay things haven't aged great. And I would even say with Resident Evil 4, even though I've said what I've said, maybe there's some gameplay things in it that are like, yeah, today they wouldn't do this or that, or they'd give you a little more freedom here or whatever. But Last of Us has already been remastered. It's on PS4.
Yeah, that's.
There's not really anything that needs
lame.
updating.
You know, though, but if they did for like the first Resident Evil, I'd be excited because I haven't played that one. Like, I don't know.
Though.
They did. Yeah, they did.
Where is it?
Back
Where
in the
can I play it?
GameCube. So that was back in the GameCube days was when they started.
Well, I'm sorry. What did I say?
Resident Evil.
I meant to say Red Dead Redemption. I
Oh, okay.
apologize.
Oh,
I realized that that's not at all the same thing.
Gotcha.
But if they did that for the first Red Dead Redemption, which I think was PS3, right?
Yeah, it was Xbox 360.
360,
and
PS3.
PS3, yeah.
I would be excited because I didn't play that one, and I don't have a way to play that right now. I think
This is what happens when you get guys in suits up in their corporate offices making video games. When movies were the most lucrative form of media on earth, what'd they do? They just remade the same shitty movies over and over. And what happened? People got fucking sick of movies and they started playing video games. And now video games make more money than anything else. So they're doing the same thing they did with movies. And they're just remaking old hit video games and re-releasing them.
but I'm totally down with that if the technology is like old and crusty. I'm so down with that. Where
sometimes the charm is playing an old and crusty video game.
Sure, but like let me see this. Like let me see it on today's tech. I'm totally down with that,
dude.
I've always been down with remakes.
Hey, let me see Justin Bieber play Dracula.
But
it could be brand new.
But these new games, these aren't even like, I don't know. They're like, they play fine. They're not, you know what I mean? It's not like, ooh, that was held back.
That's because my point still stands that this is people who are not interested in creating anything interesting. They're just interested in making as much money as simply as possible. So they're like, well, this thing made a lot of money and you can't play it.
And it's
'cause
already
2 generations
our IP.
ago. So we'll just re-release it and pretend it's brand new.
We got some old merch line.
Well,
out
I
for
do
it.
think Resident Evil is going to hit their limit soon because no one's going to do that with 6.
Yeah.
And 7 is brand new.
Yeah.
So like they can maybe get away with 5, but I don't even know if that wasn't that good of a game.
But
like I don't know.
It's
So
all right.
so all I'm gonna say with 4 is like, does it need it? I don't know. But where I think I'm most like skeptical, that game was so great because it walked so many lines. I'm just speaking for myself perfectly, where it was scary but not too scary. It was like, you know what I mean? It was more creepy. It walked that line of like, it was more creepy that you were somewhere you shouldn't be.
It's more
it wasn't,
action than
yeah,
horror.
but it walked the line perfect, I think, where it was still creepy, but it didn't outright become a horror game or whatever. Walked that line perfect. And also like the comedy, like it was kind of funny. Like it was horrific, but then kind of like kooky too, a little bit. This is a game that has a giant mecha little Napoleon guy. You know what I mean? Like
Sadler,
it was a
yeah.
funnier game than people remember. And just everything they're showing from this looks like they're going horrific. And I'm like, yeah.
Sean,
That's sad
Yeah.
to me a little bit.
Yeah.
where do they go after Resident Evil 4? I'm going to blow your mind
Okay.
because you just asked for
Code Veronica. Oh.
Resident Evil 1
Oh.
re-release.
Re-remake.
Remake. Because you can't, where you supposed to play that one?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Remake
am
0.
fine with it being scary. I'm fine with them fucking this up. I don't care. But that's the thing is like,
You and Garrett have the best opinions on the excitement. I don't need this. Where do I get it? I'm fine with them fucking it up. I don't care.
because
the old one
first
still
one still
exists.
exists, and you
Yeah.
can still play it currently. You
Yeah.
can play it right now on like all the new consoles if you wanted to. So why not do this? And if you don't like it, then I guess just turn it
And
off.
I'll
But
always-
I'm excited. I am excited.
I'll always want to support like one of my top 2 favorite franchises. So I'll be getting the new Resident Evil game no matter what it is. I just wish that development and those resources were going to either a new
Yeah.
Capcom IP, preferably a new IP, or I want Code Veronica.
Yeah, that's where I sit with it, Garrett, is I'm not mad it exists and I know
Yeah.
I can play the old one anytime, but it's like, damn, they're putting this out instead of something else. That's me with Last of Us.
Yeah.
And I was hearing rumors for the last year. I was hearing whispers that like, hey, they're pulling people off these other games. They canceled this other thing.
Right.
And they're having all of their Santa Monica people work on a remake of the first Last of Us. I was hearing that for like the last year or two and going like, oh no, I hope that's not true. And it's like, that's their next thing.
Hey,
I hope they fix The Last of Us.
Yeah.
That's all.
The first
I
one.
tried to play it.
Yeah, I didn't finish the first one.
One of the best games ever.
Yeah, that's
One of the best
One of the
games
only.
ever.
Hey,
perfect games
as soon
I've
as
ever
I got into a room with a gun and there's a bunch of aliens I have to shoot,
aliens.
whatever they are.
Cordyceps.
I'm like, this is every game I've ever played. Pff, off. Literally, I'd rather play Super Monkey Ball.
You get black and white vision. You can see through. You can hear through walls and stuff.
Well,
That's exactly what Assassin's Creed Valhalla is doing right now.
oh, you're right. But duct tape and scissors and a bandage makes. your
That does
weapon.
not sound fun.
It's-
I'm sorry. People, exactly.
I hope,
Fix
and
that.
I really do hope that this Last of Us remake, Part 1, has the online Last of Us that the first game had.
I don't think it is.
I wouldn't think they would do that either, but I
they-
liked that online game. It was so stressful.
So they talked about that at the presentation that all the Last of Us online stuff is getting its own standalone release.
Oh, that's getting
its own
its
thing
own
that's
supported thing.
coming later.
Yeah, they're coming out with a huge.
Yeah, it's gonna be
middle of the-
another
I'm not really into that. But
$70
some
purchase.
people like it.
That's what a good a franchise does is they don't keep remaking their shit. They start to branch off into different types of game. Like this online shooter version,
yeah.
which was hardly
I
a
think
shooter.
they showed like one piece of art for it or something like that, but it looked cool.
It was so stressful. You start every round with like 3 bullets.
Yeah.
So stressful. You had to work together.
But bringing up you made a joke about the price, but that's true too. Is like the Last of Us remake is $69.99 too. It's like,
Of course.
all of this is very weird to me. I don't really understand.
Ka-ching!
Strange times.
Yeah.
Dollar signs.
Remake Minecraft. Remake.
Are you kidding? They
Fortnite.
remake Minecraft like every 2 years.
Right? Is it Fortnite Season 2? Oh, that's right. Now they just do seasons.
Minecraft PS5 edition.
That's a remake. You're right. Fuck. Can't. Notch already thought of it.
Yeah, we're 10 steps ahead of you.
But I'm trying to think of anything I did want to play that I saw this week. That half hour of Sony stuff showed a bunch of VR, like PSVR 2. Whenever, like, they didn't give any
Yeah.
info on when that's coming out, but they showed a million things for it. Like, okay, all this new Resident Evil stuff is going to work on that, and then they showed that game Stray.
Yeah.
I pretty much wanted to check out everything else in that Sony thing.
The Dead Space
Wasn't they been
team.
making Stray for like 10 years?
Yeah.
It was an announcement when they announced the PS5. I think
Yeah.
the first.
I
thing
thought
they
I heard
said.
of it before PS5. Maybe not. I feel like I've seen the fucking prototype for You're a Cat for like 10 years.
Oh yeah. No, this one hasn't
Well, The
been
Good
around
Life
that
came
long.
out.
Okay.
But aside from that, at every other presentation, I don't think there was one thing. Like at Jeff Keighley's thing, I don't think there was one game that I wanted to play.
There was a game demo that was free called Metal Hellsinger.
Yeah.
And I downloaded it and played it over the weekend. And I had a lot of fun with it. I think I'm picking this game up.
I've been saying this for a while. I'm really I haven't found the game that's super ambitious as far as like pushing the envelope.
Right.
Breaking new ground with gameplay. I do feel like, and maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm alone on this, but I feel like we've kind of crystallized the expectations of what a game can be, and we're not going beyond.
Death Stranding was the last, like, what is this new type of game? But it almost let people down, and like, there's a lot of shooting still.
I never got into Death Stranding,
Yeah.
and maybe I should check that out.
For me, that's the last type of, like, this is a new type of game experience.
Yeah, because I feel like I was talking to Rocco about this the other day when we were filming. Every game is an open world game nowadays, but the open world is like, here's a giant desert map with bases scattered around it. And I feel like every game does that for their open world, where, when Grand Theft Auto was kind of pioneering what an open world could be, it was like you're in this vast city, and I don't know, they kind of just built the land around the city and put bases on it, and nobody's going beyond that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I
The
feel
open
like,
world trend is very hot right now.
what's up?
Or you're either a Zelda clone or an open world game right now.
I still feel like we've never gotten that true open world game where you can go into every building, every door. Like, it's a really alive city. Even Red Dead Redemption 2 had pretty explorable cities. You can go to the theater, you can go to the general store, but there are still plenty of buildings that were just there that you could not go into.
I remember I watched like a whole like theater play.
Yeah, I did too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't have to do that.
Yeah, it was definitely sprinkled with there's bars, there's gambling, but I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy.
No, I think that was
Give me more,
close,
give me
but
more.
I bet you GTA 6 is gonna be that.
I want a fucking world where I could go into every single house. Every door. I want to be able to go into the top 15th floor of an apartment building, the apartment at the end of the hallway, kick it open,
you know
open up the
what?
bathroom, there's a guy taking a shit in there.
Because I was just thinking, well, it's not realistic. Like in the real world, people lock their doors. You can't go into every building's opening. You know, some of them are locked or they have. But if you're in GTA, yeah, shoot the lockout, kick the door down, axe in the fucking window. You should be able to explore every environment.
I feel, hey, maybe that's impossible. Maybe I'm asking the impossible, or
We'll get
maybe
there.
I'm just asking for the future of video games.
that's what you want to see.
I just don't think anybody else has the resources Rockstar does, because everything you're mentioning is Rockstar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I just don't think any studio can take that on like they can. You know what I mean?
Yakuza's pretty
I'm
dense,
talking about
but-
Ubisoft is putting out Assassin's Creed Valhalla,
Yeah.
and who made Just Cause 4? That came out in 2018. I was playing that when I had COVID.
You know, I will say, I know I talk about this game too much, but Breath of the Wild, you can go literally anywhere, and there's no rock wall that stops you. You can check out anything. There's not that many cities and towns to see, and that's people were complaining about that. But there's not an inch of that map that you cannot explore.
I do love Breath of the Wild's open world because it is so varied, and it does feel like there's more out here than maybe I can find.
Yes.
Yeah, Breath of the Wild is very good. Well, I think we can all agree.
No, I'm just saying,
High
like,
marks,
I
high
can't
marks.
think of another open world game that you can check out literally everything like that. But
Yeah.
Red Dead 2 is close.
I want to know what our audience thinks. Do you have a crazy idea for a video game that you've never seen and you feel like maybe you're asking too much, but you just you want it out of video game? What's an idea you've had for a video game that you're like, how come nobody's made this? I want to know what other people are
Question
thinking
of the
out there.
week.
Yeah. Also, Derrick, when we were talking about Death Stranding, it is definitely what you just described. It's like big. It's like the world has kind of ended, sort of. So it is big open field and a lot of little bases. It's just like you're describing. I think the difference with that game, though, is how you interact with it. It's not, like there's some things like you infiltrate, but a lot of it is like, oh, this guy has a problem with this dude. And so you're trying to link them together, and it's more about like the way you interact and bring everyone together. And then even people online like leave things for you and you borrow that, it's more just kind of like how you participate with it rather than the map. You can go anywhere,
Yeah.
whatever.
And
it makes it fun.
I should also mention Elden Ring was really good
Oh,
in this
yeah.
aspect of their open world was extremely surprising.
Oh,
In
yeah,
the
yeah,
stuff,
yeah.
As you
I'm gonna
explore
get
it, you
that.
would find stuff and you're like, wow, I wasn't expecting this. So they did a good job with their open world game.
Yeah.
With making it kind of more enriched and alive, I guess.
Yeah.
Some of
Enrich
these
me.
open worlds feel a little dead.
Oh. I agree.
You know what I mean?
Repetitive.
Yeah. Let's move into the after show and open up some goodies. What do you say?
Sure.
That sounds like a great plan. I like
Thanks
it.
for watching the Mega64 podcast, everybody. Stick around for the after show. And
Yeah, you know what? Sub to us on Twitch, on Patreon. You could also, YouTube.
You know what?
We're on it.
Yeah.
Sub us.
Subscribe on YouTube. Hit notifications.
Yeah. And what else? Apple Podcasts, Spotify. We're fucking everywhere. You'll find us.
Yeah, do it all. If you're listening to this on Spotify, go sub on YouTube.
Dude,
If you're on
Mixcloud,
YouTube, go look us up on Apple.
Yeah.
follow all of our Instagram and Twitter accounts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, we're everywhere.
Overloaded.
Yeah. Be sick of us.
OnlyFans.
Yeah, we got it. Everything.
We got new videos coming out. New videos on the way. New FMV video game. Apparently everybody wants it. Are we going to make it? You'll have to sub to find out.
Yeah.
And
We'll see you later.
We're traveling all over the country, seeing the fans everywhere. So you better subscribe to us so you know what's happening with Mega64. Stick around for the after show, everybody.
Good night.
Bye.
Hope your foot's okay, Rocco.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Fuck the fade.